Thanks, Butch. I'm Damon Sayak, and I'm back here on your longest-running business and lifestyle TV magazine. This is Business and Leisure. For places this week, Business and Leisure came across a most interesting cafe where something other than the ambiance or even the coffee served takes the spotlight. Take a cue from the establishment's name and watch this. Tweedle Book Cafe is not an ordinary name for a cafe. In fact, it's not an ordinary name for any establishment at all, and a quick look at Tweedle Book Cafe tells us why. It's a library cum cafe, and the owner, Jamie Perez-Ong, tells us why they thought of such a name.
Tweedle, we really just got from Alice's in Wonderland, na Tweedledum and Tweedledee. But there's no other deeper reason for naming it Tweedle. Ever since I was a kid, I really dreamed of building a public library because there I love to read, and then I saw how many things that you can learn from books. So I thought it could be, why don't we have such a place where people can just come in and then learn from books, explore books, let their imaginations fly from books. So that was really just a dream ever since. And then I also love chocolate, so I thought, it would be nice if there's like a hot chocolate shop somewhere there in the library. But it was really a library and then a hot chocolate shop.
From Jamie's childhood fascination of books and perhaps her fascination of children's books like Alice in Wonderland, this wonderful book lover's haven was born. It was only a year ago when Jamie and her husband thought of parlaying her fascination into a business. Actually, add to that her personal fondness for hot chocolate, and you have a chocolate shop that is more of a library of motley of books. Apparently, it is not only Jamie who has a monopoly on this fascination, because less than a year later, she found that more and more customers have discovered Tweedle and are now regulars in the cafe. The social networking sites are testimony to this.
If you see from our social networking sites or like Instagram, you would see the reaction of people. Like, I think you'd see there like how many people actually dreamed of having such, a book cafe, and it's like for them somehow kind of a dream come true also for them. And then they really love the interiors, the ambience, because really made sure that everything is about books. So all the details has to have something to do with books. So our ceiling has the venerated authors, and then we have fictional faces from books in our clocks, and then of course we have the platform 9 3/4 from Harry Potter.
Jamie says that though it was their own idea, putting up a library cafe was thought of by somebody else. But Jamie is unperturbed by that. For her, parlaying her dreams into a viable business is enough for her to indulge and be happy. Authors and readers themselves are allowed to fly free while reading, and that gives her a sense of satisfaction. As the sign on the wall says, the universe is made of stories and not atoms, and that she believes in. The book cafe is not big, but it has 2 levels, one a basement. There's also al fresco reading and dining, so the customer has different, gratifying choices. The tables and chairs were built a bit higher than usual for comfortable reading, and they are light, not heavy. Notice this communal table and this comfortable seating arrangement conducive for long discussions over hot food and hot chocolate or coffee. The couple collaborated with an interior designer, and their marching order was for everything to center on books. It had to be brighter than the usual coffee shops, and it had to have a cozy feel to it, a relaxed atmosphere conducive to reading. The basement is another story. Though meant for reading as well, it features a well-stocked bar that surprisingly sits well with readers.
We also have drinks that you would not normally see in a cafe. And at the same time, it's also, because we also thought that there would be people who would like this, who would want to have this, and that is beer and wine. We have guests who read and finish a bottle of wine all by herself.
They were probably so engrossed in the book they were reading, or perhaps the wine was too good to pass on, so a great reading and wining experience was had at Tweedle. Some regulars have even donated some of their books to Tweedle. A new home for books that you enjoyed, especially if they do not have a place at home anymore, can indeed be shared to many others via places like Tweedle. In fact, Jamie says that she has received about 400 books that she has added to some 1,000 plus books at Tweedle, though there are just some books that you cannot part with.
Harry Potter is actually it's very tricky because we don't want to donate our own copy, and then I think others don't want to give their own copies too.
So, one copy of Harry Potter is all she has at Tweedle. Some of our regulars have voiced out their suggestion of renting books to bring home.
There are some who really want to borrow a book, bring it home, but unfortunately, we're still working on the system of how to do that, because of course these are books, we want them back, and we have to have some kind of inventory system with it, diba? And I don't think the manual would work. So I guess we need to invest in some kind of a POS system for books.
Renting out books need a lot of planning and systems, so this is next in line for Jamie and her husband. Even now, this coffee shop cum library is just fairly new. They have had their share of birthday parties, book club discussions, even photo shoots, and prenuptial gatherings. Their food and beverage selection is just right for a library/cafe.
So here are the bestsellers in our cafe. So for snacks or for small eats, you can try our pies. So this is a chicken curry, lamb caldereta, and pork asado pie.
These are perfect for light eaters who can't put their book down.
If you're looking for something heavier, then we have our rice bowls, among others. So here's our duck sisig rice. It's called ugly duckling. So we just really cook the duck in a different way and with a Filipino twist.
Besides, it's not a bad idea to give your eyes a rest and give your tummy a nice treat.
Over here is our salmon des. So it's smoked salmon fillet with teriyaki sauce. And then it also comes with pork floss for that added flavor.
This is more like their concession to gourmet dining and the best treat of all.
We also have our coffee. So this is a latte. It's made by local roasters. We also have our chocolate. So this is just one of the flavors that we have. This is orange hot chocolate. We also have about 10 more other flavors. So this hot chocolate naman, it's locally grown and produced in Cebu. So we use local cacao.
There is a good selection of good food, a most conducive ambiance for reading, a wide selection of hot and cold drinks, and a wider selection of books to get lost in.
So everyone who loves books or just want to hang out and relax, please visit Tweedle Book Café. It's at 106B Scout Gandia, Quezon City. So you may also visit our Facebook and Instagram accounts. Just look for Tweedle Book Café. That's TWEEDLE Book Café.
Well, I really do think that was a very refreshing take on a coffee shop, a library cafe. A very nice idea indeed from Tweedle Book Café. See, here on Business and Leisure, we give you so many choices and destinations to discover, so make it a habit to always tune in here on our show. Well, that's it for me this week, Damon Sayak, and back to you, Butch.